Walker, step back, Walker, cardiac, Campbell does it again.
Ubilis, 7 seconds to go. Three-pointer.
Oh! Hutchins! Double order!
Once again, comes down to fundamentals.
Oh! My goodness! Sorrentine hit that one from the parking lot.
Watford for the win!
Yes! Yes!
Trip to the Sweet 16. Caney's got it. Rises up. The shot.
And it's good! It's good! From the corner! And it's over! Gonzaga! The slipper still fits! Ha ha! College basketball!
What's going on, fellas? Shitty slate today, but ball.
Ball. Hell yeah, Trevor. Yes, indeed it was. I mean, I loved it. I kind of like these slates. It's a little more personal, a little more intimate. Call them an intimate slate. So, someone bomb go off?
Someone's nuking a hot pocket.
Hot pocket. I haven't had one of those in forever. Just poured myself a beer. I know hey, that's the head that they want because then it gets all the gut out of your stuff. It'll be back. So got a nice little 7%er to start off the night here. I'm pumped. Oh, it's mine. My freaking fridge is open.
Anywho, Elliot, how was the day? Winners, losers?
Not a great day overall, but we are not doing too shabby. Finished in the red for me at least, so hopefully you guys did better than me. But Rhythm Play of the Day cast, so shout out to that. It's always good, and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm energy should be high, guys. I don't know what's going on. I'm feeling great. The Rhythm Play of the Day hit. That was we had an insane start. Butler went up. I think it was close to 20-0, and then 17-0. 17-0. Then Southern Indiana kind of came back, and then some late fouls in the first half, and Butler I think like 50-something points, and then all of a sudden, Butler themselves hit the 50 mark in the first half. I was like, oh God, but it worked out. They parked the brakes in the second half and started missing shots. So that under cash, baby. Yes, it did.
Still working on my totals math, and I thought we were at 154 instead of 144 at the time. So I was sweating bullets the last 2 minutes when we were coasting. Yeah, that was easy. And shout out East Texas A&M for hanging around and fighting, but not covering that spread. Last leg of the parlay would have been back-to-back days, but no dice. They had it, and then they just idiot errors. They were gifted a last possession. New Mexico was dribbling it out. The guy double dribbled, so he had one last shot at it, and they got up and airball 3. So that was sick.
Let's talk about where we messed up big time, though. And I knew it. I was like, why am I doing this? But I'm down to dive in when we can because we saw the number and it was enticing. It was just, what the heck? I put a ha on the pick sheet. Coppin State plus 17.5. That could be my worst wager of all time. I'm not kidding. I can't believe I put my hard-earned cheddar on Coppin State week 1, day 3 of the season.
Yeah, that was I would no. Anytime I get involved with a Coppin game, it's either a fade or nothing at all. They're scary as shit to put money on.
Did any of you guys bet Delaware State game, Maryland Eastern Shore? Maryland Eastern Shore scored 29 total points, if you didn't see, and Georgia scored 90. No joke.
Yeah, luckily I didn't bet either Delaware State or that Georgia game because my 2 picks was I had Delaware State plus 17.5, so would have got hooked, and then I had the over 140 in that Georgia or over 139.5 in that Georgia Maryland Eastern Shore game, and I thought maybe we'd get home if Maryland Eastern Shore could at least score 45, but you're looking at a 29 spot. So glad I didn't. Glad I stayed off both of those.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
glad I did as well. We kind of called that Maryland Eastern Shore like we can't dive into that twice. Like there's no way they, especially going to OT against Georgia Tech the night before. Like,
yeah, I wanted to bet Georgia, but by the time I saw it, it was like 35.5. I was like, fuck.
yeah.
They're going to
I'll
win
tell
by
you what.
34.
I'll tell you what. I think we all bet this one. Trevor. Oh, Trevor didn't, but he had to in the fave parlay. Ooh, Trevor, what are you doing? Should have dived into Indiana minus 26.5. And if you listen to the Pump Fake pod, you get Indiana minus 26.5, 27.5, and they end up closing around the 30, 31 mark. I think it would just close at 30. But IU wins 98 to 51, covers the number with ease. Alt lines would have been nice. IU 16 for 16 from free throws. That's unheard of for a team that I root for and have rooted for. And they finally got some shooters. I know it's Alabama A&M, but it's something different. These Mike Woodson teams the last 2 or 3 years were only beating these kind of teams by like 15 to 20 points, and sometimes barely ever covering that number throughout the game. So it got me excited. I like the defense that DeVries has brought to Assembly Hall. Shout out Tayton Conaway, Josiah Miles, Reed Bailey, Trent Sisley, Tucker DeVries. I'm all in on this team. I love this team. Lamar Wilkerson, Sam Alexis. I love this team. Connor Enright. He was bringing energy from DePaul. I mean, I know Kerms loves DePaul, so Connor Enright, man, come to the Bloomington dark side from DePaul and join the Hoosiers, man. I know they're not likable from a lot of our fellow homies here, but hey, come on back. I'm back all in even after Alabama A&M. We're gonna beat the crap out of Marquette in Chicago on Sunday.
Yeah, and Marquette is another team that didn't look great, and then kind of came back from a little napski, and all of a sudden they were up 20. I was like, oh, Undertaker meme. I was like, here we go. We're gonna nope, and then they just fall flat again and don't get it done. So nice little tease there. I thought they would just kick the shit out of Southern. I mean, they forced a lot of turnovers in transition the other night. Figured they would just tire out Southern, and almost did, but no dice. LSU, shout out LSU. I almost didn't play them, and then I was like, what am I doing? I think LSU is going to be way better this year. I'm just going to play it. Played at the 15 and a half, so that was nice. It dropped like 4 or 5 points. Sweat free. They dominated from the jump.
Elliot.
Yeah, shout out Mississippi Valley State beating Mississippi University for the women.
Whoa.
Big win for Mississippi Valley State, beating Mississippi University of the women. I love that. 97-61 victory. One of their only victories probably for the first at least 3 months of the season. Maybe they'll get one. They're at home in conference play. We'll see. But big time night for Michael James, guard there for Mississippi Valley State. Played all 40 minutes, 35 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, made 9 threes. What a game. So he's my MVP for the night. Michael James from Mississippi Valley State.
Let's go. No line on that, I don't believe, unless you got the offshore. And the chat is rolling because, yeah, you're welcome. USC Upstate, baby. Money line, keep the points, plus 10.5. Easy win against Fresno State, and they were down by like 10 or 12. It was a fantastic game. I was watching the box score. I'll be honest. I didn't watch the game. I was box score watching, but the score app was giving highlights constantly. It was great. USC Upstate, thank you to Juice, Gray Croyle. You guys hit Upstate. Hopefully you guys cash. Plus 440 saved my night. I'm sitting right now at 3 and 4 after that. And I'm literally making 0.05 units. I'm not even making a tenth of a unit right now. But if Loyola Marymount gets it done, it'll be a good night. If they lose, I'm down a half unit on the day. So whatever. But yes, USD Upstate was fun, and all that matters too. The rhythm play of the day, like we mentioned from Butler. So that was a great one for the inaugural there. And yes, if you cashed plus 440, let's go. Show your tickets. Tweet them out, flex them.
Easily. Yep, I wish I would have played the money line. I didn't. Just the points for Upstate, but easy winner.
And
Well,
I think we all have Loyola Marymount right now too, no? Or
I have under 153.5.
And then did North Alabama do anything? Did you guys bet on that? I didn't bet on.
I wanted the 24.5. It looked like it was coming home, and then they were down. They were down 22 with.
Oh my God! They covered 24. They covered the 24.
They would have covered that. All right, that would have been an all-time bad beat for those holding North Alabama plus 24.5 tickets.
Josh Hubbard almost 30 points, 27 points. Of course,
he's all they got yet again.
Tarleton State, hand up, Elliot. Come on out. Come on out. We got to talk about Tarleton State, man. They didn't look good at all. Or I don't think. I think it was more so were they tired, or I was actually kind of watching this game. They didn't compete whatsoever from the start of the jump.
Yeah, I didn't get eyes on this game at all. I was focused on a couple other things, so not quite sure. Maybe they just ran out of gas. Put up a good valiant effort against SMU, and ended up covering by the hook or by 1.5. So I don't know. Maybe LSU's somewhat decent. Maybe they're trying to be one of the SEC teams that doesn't get left out of the NCAA tournament this year. But yeah, terrible bet. Hand up for me. Kind of my whole night was terrible bets. Hands up. So apologizing for anybody in the chat that followed most of my bets. Hopefully you just tailed the winners because that's all we got to. All I hope for is you tailed the winners.
Yes, it's I haven't won my first bet. I've lost every day. I've lost my first bet. It's always been fun, but it's never how we start. It's always how we finish. So we got to see how we finish. But hey, it's a long season, a lot of miles. It's been a good run. We're going to continue, and this slate's going to look fun tomorrow as well.
I will say, Toast brought up a good point. I did look when
they were like 72% late in the second half.
I looked at one point, and I think Tarleton State had 15 more shots than them, 8 more offensive rebounds than them. But LSU was shooting literally 70+% from the field. So, you win some, you lose some. That's just it happens when you're betting on 18 to 22, now 18 to 29-year-olds if you're Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean, LSU, 33 for 47. I mean, that's just unbelievable. 22 for 29 on free throws, 44% from three. Out-rebounded Tarleton State by 18 rebounds. That is a recipe for a belt to ass. That's for damn sure. But yes, before we get into the slate, I just want to let you guys know that we are sponsored by Rhythm AI, predictive betting model. It's got tons of different model abilities. You can kind of customize whatever you want. It's not just limited to NCAA basketball like we all love here, but it's tons of different sports. It's teaching me tons of different sports, getting a little better at understanding things that I wouldn't even really look at when I'm looking at a bet. So got tons of stuff. Trevor's been chopping up models for quite some time with Rhythm. They're a great partner, and they are offering a promo code for the first month off of 25% if you sign up with our promo code PFP. That is for Pump Fake Pod 25. So just PFP 25 for the promo code for Rhythm. So shout out Rhythm. First play of the day, their top play for college basketball, under 155.5 for Butler, and it hit. So maybe we'll have another one tonight. Let's see. So definitely, we're gonna definitely have one. Just got to find which one. So
definitely. Well, let's get to the game of the day right off the rip. LIU Sharks swim up to Indy. Indy's laying 1 over under 165.5.
I mean,
it's a high total with LIU, but Indy, they scored 100 points and didn't come close to winning the game either. That was impressive.
I mean, dude, there's no way I can take an under in IUPUI right now after they just put 100 up. And these guys are also half of these guys are like tryouts. They like had open tryouts for this team for a few players, and it's all new, brand new coach. We
brand
even
new
called
bus from last year too.
We even called it out. We that's Dickey, but we called it out. We said they were going to run and gun early in the season on the Summit League preview, and that coach was switching it up. I know Elliott called that out. We saw it firsthand. They go to Value City Arena and get that done. 106 points, IUPUI. No way I'm betting an under. I may have to ride the hot hand and just take the over, unless it's too much correction, which kind of wants to keep. Are they market correcting too much? But my other bet I'd have to say is I think Long Island wins.
This one's like tough. Like IU Indy just cares to, it's like make it, take it. They don't really give a shit to play defense. They're just running and gunning the whole time. Can IU keep up? I don't know, but IU Indy's defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. They also gave it, obviously it was Purdue, but they still gave it up versus Purdue too, and then head to Ohio State and blow it up. But they've played two Big Ten teams on the road. Now you're at home. Just laying a point that feels really fishy to me, to be honest. I feel like they want you to bet IU Indy, but I can't with that defense they play. But they are getting somebody on their level now, and they're putting up 100 points in Ohio State. Why can't they, put up points on LIU?
Ohio State stinks, like I said earlier.
It's not, I mean, they may, but they still put up 132 and gave it up. So I mean, I think the over here, 165.5. It feels high, but I feel like IU Indy's going to get 90 themselves, and LIU no defense really to stop them. They're going to be kind of forced to play a little bit up tempo. I think they can get some buckets too. So I'll take the over 165.5.
Will be the team. 83.5 will be the team total here, by the way, for IU Indy. If you like that better and just want to ride the hot hand there.
And I will say this total, it could be way off. It was only on one book. This is literally the one line of the whole entire day, which happens to be the first game of the day. That's not put out on any books besides Bet Online. Bet Online has the line at IU Indy -1. They pulled down the over under at 163.5. And it was juiced to about -142. So I kind of used my math and bumped it up to 165.5 to make it -110. So, that was just the Bet Online book. So it could be completely different when the actual line comes out. I honestly think what happened, the outlier of IU Indy versus Ohio State, has caused all these books to basically just point at each other, waiting for somebody to actually lay a line that they can look at and then lay their own. I think nobody wants to make that first move. So it could be totally different. We'll see.
That is actually hilarious. That is a plausible theory. I'm not even kidding. It's not even a joke. Unabated has everything other than this game as well. So maybe we go back to this one. Want to? But I would say the over. More conviction on that side, and I would rather root for bad defense and points. Just can't believe I'm betting. This feels like Coppin State, man. Like, why am I betting an IUPUI over? And shout out Virgil, man. Virgil, thank you for the chat love.
Yeah, shout out.
Let's go, Virgil. Thanks for the $10 donation, and I know you're shouting out the USC Upstate play. I think you just DM'd me. Yes, my man Virgil. With the slip, he sent the slips. Let's go. He's flexing the slips, baby. Rod Z likes the under. Jacob with the over. Virgil, LIU sucks on the road. I got to agree here.
They suck at home too.
That's why I like Long Island. Ken Hatt makes a great point as well about Coach Strickland trying to throw some defense at them, I think. So, yeah, maybe we could get on to Long Island. And there's some sketchy stuff going on Long Island. They're sitting there, like how Colby at TCE says they might be doing some sketchy shit right now for Long Island. So I'll lean the over in Long Island. I'll have to see what I'm betting. I don't have any strong conviction.
Yeah, we can wait and kind of go to this after maybe once it gets once it gets actually published on a legitimate book and see what we're at. If there's a huge difference, we can kind of rehash it. I'd be on LIU, probably getting the win. I'll take better defense over good offense any day. So give me LIU. I know they're not the best defensive team, but if IU Indy's gonna just allow people to just completely, get whatever they want, I think LIU will be able to. They have the talent and athleticism to get to the rim and put up a lot of points. But I think defensively they'll be able to stop IU Indy more so. So I like LIU on the money line, but we'll see where the number is at.
All right, so we like the Sharks, Eaton Jags. Yeah. We'll see.
Lean the Sharks with the weird number, but
should I go tomorrow?
Why not?
I go tomorrow?
Jackson State heads Louisville. Louisville's laying 32.5, now 33.5. Over under 162.5. Jackson State got smoked by the Serbian squad in Champaign there the other night. Louisville absolutely dismantled whoever the hell they played. South Carolina State, thank you. Jackson State, I'm pretty sure we all did, or at least I know I did. I have them winning their conference. I'm drawing a blank on the conference, but I know I have them winning it. And
Swag.
They just had a bad performance. Swag, thank you. In Louisville, don't they have Kentucky on deck?
Come on.
I'm pretty positive.
Come on, dude.
They do have Kentucky. They have Kentucky on deck on Tuesday.
I'm not betting this. I'm not betting Jackson State, man. It's not. This is the Coppin State crap. I'm not doing it. They just got smoked, man.
Yeah, they did, but I think Illinois is better than Louisville, and they just played that. Louisville's got Kentucky on deck. This is an actual rivalry again. They can compete against Kentucky and not get blown out. I'm not saying Jackson State is like threatening them or hanging around, 10, 15 points, but it's up to 33.5. It's juiced. This could easily climb up above 35. I'd be tempted to take a stab with Jackson State, just knowing Louisville has Kentucky on deck. That's the big one, and that's right around the corner Tuesday. It's not like it's a week later. Like it's right around the corner, so they're going to be prepping for that. I wouldn't be shocked if they already are and kind of just going to go through the motions versus Jackson State. I'm willing to take a stab with Jackson State. I'm going to wait on that number, see what it gets up to. But yeah, I just think they can hang around within, 30 points or so. But I'll let people just bet this up. But Louisville's got the big one on deck. I think they're going to be looking ahead a little bit here.
Elliot.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. I already bet Louisville minus 32.5.
Hey, we can all win here potentially.
Right when it opened, I bet Louisville 32.5. Pat Kelsey, he's a guy that just likes to run up the score in these non-con games. So he's going to do everything he can and get every chance that he gets to run up the score, win this by, I don't think they're going to get to the point where they're up in the 50s like Illinois will. I think they end up winning this probably by 40, 45. They might be up by 50 at once, and then they'll kind of cruise there with 10 minutes left in the second half and kind of then focus up for Kentucky. But I don't think, they're probably looking ahead a little bit, but that's still not stopping me from betting Louisville because I just think that Kelsey's just going to want to run up the score here and put up as many points as he possibly can. And even if they get their second stringers in, way more athletic and talented than Jackson State starters. So I'll continue to fade the SWAC. It's been super profitable for me so far. We did it tonight with Indiana. Indiana ended up beating Alabama A&M by almost double the minus 26.5. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm gonna keep riding it. Only SWAC team I'm not fading is Bethune-Cookman, and I'll have a pick on them here later on the show.
And we all did, and we were all on them against Auburn, baby.
Should have played it. Should have fucking played it.
Come on. Yeah, actually, glad you didn't. Wouldn't have hit. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, Jack, I'm betting Louisville. I'm not betting Jackson State. As much as I think a backdoor could be open, and that look ahead line is actually a good angle for your cap, Trevor. A little sleepy spot. I think Kelsey's got a little short man syndrome, and like Elliot said, just wants to drill these kind of teams early. So it's a battle of just feel like sometimes those teams just get outmatched, and especially this Louisville team's trying to feel better. their crowd was weak though, man. It was kind of weak, so we'll see if the look ahead spot actually works. So a little kind of battle there for us.
Indubitably, if you want Louisville, you have to take it now, as it's gonna move like multiple points. So hopefully, maybe they'll win by 34. Everyone goes home happy. How about that?
Yeah, you're gonna wait till the tip. Then I would assume.
Oh yeah, if you want to take a stab at Jackson State like I do, you wait till the absolute last minute.
I love it.
Citadel is catching 17 at Boston College, over under 43 and a half. Another dog I kind of like. Who the fuck is Boston College to lay 17 and a half to anybody? We think Citadel will be a little bit better.
No.
A little bit. I mean, I don't care. Boston College.
They're the last. I had them last in the SoCon, I'm pretty sure.
No, I know they're not going to be good in their conference, but I think they're just minorly improved from last year. Boston College, I'm not a fan of. Like laying almost 20 points with Boston College. What the hell is this? No, Boston College is going to win by like 11. I like Citadel. I like another dog here. I think the troops show up on a mission complete, cover the spread, and get the hell out of Boston.
Goddamn Citadel, dude, you just coming in like hot, like you're just like so strong with Jackson State and Citadel. No, I can't bet Citadel either, man. I respect the troops. I respect the school. You can't bring it to bet Citadel. I'll dive into the skunk and take Boston College. They I don't know if I'm going to bet this though. We'll see. I mean, Boston College, they went to OT with Florida Atlantic. Now they're going back to Chestnut Hill. I'll take Boston College. We'll see if I bet this. Most likely not.
Rod's calling 85-64.
Yeah, this one's tough for me. Boston College had that game pretty much won there at FAU, and they blew it down the stretch, allowed it to get to overtime. And as we all know, that's where overtime is where dogs like to die. So it can go one of two ways. It can be a sleepy spot after the overtime game against FAU, or it can be a belt-to-ass spot where they're pissed off that they dropped that game and they return the favor and kind of just lay a slacking on the Citadel. I kind of like to think that the latter will happen. I'm not going to bet it right now, personally. If it gets higher, like up in the 20s, I might bet the Citadel, maybe hold my nose. But I do kind of like Jen's under 143.5 play. Boston College off of that overtime game. They're in Boca Raton. Now they travel back. First home game could be a little sleepy for them. As the first home game, we've seen some of these teams have started out pretty slow. And, the Citadel is the Citadel. Their offense is going to be shitty regardless. So it's I kind of like that under, but I probably won't end up betting this game. So for show purposes, under 143.5 right now.
Citadel is just getting rocked in the chat right now. Absolutely put through the ringer. Citadel, which I know someone went to Citadel. Respect the school, but man, they're just getting absolutely put through the ringer in the chat. It is hilarious right now. You got me rolling, chat.
This is one, no, Brandon brings up a good point, though. This is one that if you do bet it, it's a bet and forget. You don't fucking watch. You might check the box score maybe at halftime if you remember. Or it just you magically get $100 in your account if you hit the bet and you're like, where the fuck did that come from? Oh,
this ain't making top right TV, Elliot. Come on,
no.
I thought this would make one of the 4 TVs or 6 TVs we got. Come on.
Oh no, it barely make my little 12-inch.
Oh, you're watching Canisius and Allegheny and Charleston Southern and Toco Falls over that. Okay, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Exactly.
This is BC. Yeah, let's go, Chat. Come on, let's Angels in the outfield, but Eagles in the front court. Let's go.
Next banger of the day. Moyne is catching 22.5 at X-Men's house. Over under 158.5. Now this is one. Now hear me out.
Oh God,
Xavier absolutely just shit pumps these guys. This is their spot where they just drill them. Sorry, Lemoyne. I think this is the spot. Xavier
I totally thought you were gonna bet Lemoyne. Dude,
I thought he was coming with it.
Yeah, I totally thought you're like, all right, guys. I just bet Citadel. I just bet Jackson State. And you're like, here's another one, Lemoyne on my card.
No, I'm looking for this. I'm gonna bet Xavier if I can find this right now. If it's up for me.
I think it's. Oh yeah, sorry. You gotta just move.
Yeah,
You gotta just move to Indiana. Start boozing like a real gentleman. I'm out drinking Wisconsin right now. Every pump fake pot I've been out drinking them.
This might just give me to bet Lemoyne. I'm riding with the Rodfather. 10-star play, Lemoyne. Watch out.
Now we want to take a nasty dog.
Dude, they beat SUNY Cobleskill by 44.
See, here's the problem. I've been getting absolutely fucking boat raced, taking all these favorites, these high favorites, and my fear is I'm gonna stop trusting or taking these favorites because I've been losing my ass on some of these, like tonight with Creighton and Marquette, and I fear that I'm going to switch it up, and then all the favorites are going to start covering like a motherfucker. So it's hard for me. I want to back Xavier minus 22.5, but I don't know. Why is this line so short, in my opinion? I think
the Marist line was 16.5. The Marist line was 16.5. 16.
Wait, no, that was Fairfield. What was that final for that Xavier Marist game?
Marist lost by 4, 66-62.
Yeah, they just got their scare out the way. They're going to Patino's going to be on their ass. They're going to kill them. I mean, Lemoyne last year, CSUN beat them by 22 in Lemoyne. Did Lemoyne pay them to come there? I have no clue. And then St. Bonaventure beat them by 19. Texas A&M Corpus Christi beat them by 21. The Mexicans beat them by 20. They did beat Manhattan. Army beat them. Binghamton beat them by 10. This Xavier team can run them out the gym by 30 plus. I'm willing to give it a whirl here on Xavier. They just got their scare. I think they come out and just drill them. And Lemoyne's had to travel now, 1 day rest, come here. Xavier off of that Marist debacle. I think they kill him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lay points at Xavier. They need to prove it. They need to prove it to me. They need to prove it to me. Rich Pitino, though, you're right. This is their game to do it. But if I had to bet between Boston College and laying points at Xavier, I'd pick Boston College between those two games. So I don't feel really confident on either of these two. But I'll root for you. But I can't lay points at Xavier.
I mean, we all had Mercyhurst top 5 in our conference previews. Lemoyne is the basement of a worse conference.
I was actually higher on Lemoyne than you guys, but I had him not like high, but I had him like 6th or 5th or something like that.
Yeah, I had him 8th. Not at the very bottom, but I had him towards the bottom. I think if I'm gonna bet this game, I think I might bet just the Xavier team total over instead. They played a good Marist defense who held them to 66, but now they're getting a Lemoyne team who has an atrocious defense and really likes to score. So maybe a team total with Xavier being like 89 or 90.5. Yeah, something like that. That might be a look for me, and then I can avoid the backdoor cover or anything like that if I wanted to lay the big number. So that'd be something that I would maybe look at. But I might just wait till this number goes up a little bit and lay it with Lemoyne.
Lay it with Lemoyne. He's taking the alt line, Lemoyne. Let's go, baby. He's alt line and Lemoyne. He's riding the Dolphins. Yeah, total coin flip. I wish you guys best of luck. If I had to pick one, I'll take Xavier, but I can't. They got to prove it to me, man. There's a reason we all were on Marist last week, and I think it was Jacob who said it. Yeah, Austin. Yeah, Xavier just might stink. We'll see. It's a new year for Patino. He struggled his first year at Minnesota, first couple of years in Minnesota, and he brought in good talent and got that program at least back to the NCAA tournament. So I think it's the similar spot for Xavier here as well. Best game of the night. Illinois State versus Ohio. Over-under is 158.5. Illinois State is laying points. Is that still the case? Believe so.
Yeah, I'm still seeing -1.5. I want to.
Ohio lost to Arkansas State at home. No disrespect.
A brand new Arkansas State team too.
Yeah, but I was high. I mean, they have one of the best front courts. They can dominate down low. Arkansas State also Chandler Jackson, 21 points, 7 from 11 from field goal, and then off the bench, Joey Chama backing up Chandler Jackson, 21 as well, 5 from 11 from free throws. They kind of, even though they have a good front court, they play a lot of guards, so they kind of play that positionless basketball. I love Arkansas State, but we don't need to go into them too much. So no disrespect to Ohio, but does Ohio lose 2 in a row at home? Illinois State, this is their opening game, so props to them. They're playing they play a great schedule. Ohio, Cornell, USC before they go to Long Beach State, Rockford, Regents, and Coastal Carolina and Charlotte. So they're going to test themselves early, and I really respect Illinois State for going to play Ohio. So I'm looking forward to this one. For how high I'm on Illinois State's roster, I kind of want to bet them. But it's tough for me to potentially and the only thing that's limiting me to bet Illinois State is that Ohio just lost. But first game, get up on the road and they're laying points, makes me like Illinois State. So I think I'm going to end up taking them money line and spoil Ohio's start early. Do I wait to bet this though? Thinking people will bet Ohio at home. They're kind of a name brand mid-major. I could see it. I think they went out. I think they went outright with and they're favored for a reason. They know how good their roster is, for how much they return, and I really like their guard play.
Yeah, same. I have Illinois State winning the conference. Ohio's respectable. They're a good team. They are at home, but I think Illinois State's too dangerous. The amount of production, the experience they return. This is just, this team was a force last year, and I think they just got even better. So I'm willing to take Illinois State too. Guess I'll sit and wait, see if it moves anywhere. I would love nothing more than Ohio to flip to a favorite, because when I love when a favorite flips to a dog. But regardless, I like Illinois State here. I'm probably just going to take the 1.5 and be done with it. They're just, in my opinion, the better team. So I'll take a stab with my future Valley champs, Illinois State.
Yeah, the two things I really want to take Illinois State here. Two things that I'm really hesitant on is the fact that Ohio's already got one game under their belt. They're at home, and it's a home loss. I think both of those things matter. They're going to really show max effort and not want to lose a second at home to start the season. They're definitely, a team that's a prideful program. They got Jackson Pavletsky, who I think is going to be a leader. He didn't have his best shooting game, was 0 for 4 from the 3, so I expect him to play a lot better. But Illinois State, man, Chase Walker, I think he's going to pose a problem for them down low. I think they got out rebounded. I think Arkansas State had 14 offensive rebounds to only Ohio's 7. So I think down low, Illinois State's going to have the size advantage, going to be able to get second chance points. I really want to take Illinois State here, but it's just very hard for me because of the spot right here. I just don't know with
Analysts.
Illinois State's first game, and now we have Ohio at home again off of a loss at home. Hard for me, but I'm going to go with my gut. I'll take Illinois State minus the 1.5. I'm going to lock it in and bet it.
Terrible spot. I mean, all I do is normally bet spots in college. So that's what's had. Like I said, that's the only thing limiting me from rushing to bet Illinois State. But I think we're all in agreement. We're gonna dabble. We're gonna dabble a little bit. So get right in there. Hate betting against Ohio off a loss, but we'll do it.
And then Rod brings in other stats that just makes me even more hesitant.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Bowles is a good coach, but come on, let's go. This is the one time I'm going to bet on the players and these 20-year-old kids having a better roster. So, and someone drink a beer with me. Good God, we get another.
I'll have to grab one. Who knows? One more I got. Let's talk this game quick. I know we're going to skip ahead just a hair, but Bobby Morris catching 8.5 at Drake. Morris got fucked up yesterday. I think it's like Iowa City's where they play. I'm pretty sure they got fucked up. Drake. What did they do in their first game? I remember, weren't they they were in a dogfight, weren't they? Northern Arizona, yeah, that was a tight game.
Yeah, it was at the Pentagon.
Yep, at the Pentagon. So they're traveling back home, 6-point win. Now you get Bob Morris, who looked real bad at Iowa the other night, but they also don't have to travel. Drake's flying or moving, however, getting back from the Dakotas, and Bob Morris stays inside of Illinois or Iowa, and it's not that far of a drive to Drake. Buy low spot for Morris. I mean, I know they got jumped on right away, but we think this Iowa team is going to be pretty good. You know, they still scored 70 on them, which that's a good defensive team. Granted, the possessions were bumped up, and it's not going to be tomorrow, but I kind of like the 8.5 with Bob Morris. I think they at home, or not at home, but staying in the same state, not a big travel spot. Drake traveling, just started the season. I think I'll take the 8.5 with Bob Morris and buy low. They got jumped on by Iowa, but they still put up 70 on them and hung around. I mean, Iowa was just on a mission. They couldn't miss. They were dominating. They came out with a point to prove, and they did. But Bob Morris still scored on them, so I kind of like Bob Morris here in this spot.
I'm going to go with the I kind of like this one will be my first total. I'm going to go with the under here. Well, potentially if I bet the IUPUI, but I like the under spot here for Drake and Rob Morris. I think this is a perfect number. I think Rob Morris, they laid an egg like you mentioned. So I think it is a good bounce back, but for the lack of defense, you give up 101 points. It's almost a testament that you kind of have to come back and play some defense. And Drake at home, they'll be able to suffocate on defense as well after only giving up 6 to Northern Arizona, but that was in a neutral site at the Pentagon. I think this number is perfect, and I think Drake and Rob Morris could be, fighting around those low 70s, high 60s late, and Robert Morris could be competing, especially with the 8.5 number. I think the books know that Robert Morris could keep it close after just losing by 30. And I think we're not going to get to the foul game and have to be worried about that. So I like the under here. I think the Drake with Henderson, after just getting on the travel spot, coming back, they're going to be kind of starting sluggish, in my opinion, too. But also they can push pace, but Henderson also likes running sets as well. And I think that there could be some limited possessions. And Robert Morris is going to have to step up on defense, like I mentioned, after just getting smacked in the mouth. That's what you go home, look in the mirror, kind of have to rebuild and say, how are we going to stop no one scoring 80, 100 points even? And I think Drake does better when they slow it down and doesn't push the pace. And I saw that, and it was evident against Northern Arizona. So I think for the whole scheme, the books think that this number could be in the 80s for both teams, and I just don't foresee that. So I'm going to take Drake 8.5, or excuse me, I'm going to take Drake Robert Morris under 150.5, and that also is a rhythm play. It's not the rhythm play of the day, but it looks like Rhythm likes it also, and I'm going to trust them on their totals. They put a lot of effort into their totals and kind of a lot of schematics that I don't know. I just go off of gut. So they got tons of stuff, tons of historical performances and analytical models to run these numbers, and they like it as well. So I'm going to tail them. I'll take the under 150.5 in this game. First half under would be 73 or 72, around there, 70, 72, 74, in that range.
Yeah, sometimes I see
74.
Well, sometimes I see that the first half total is about 8 points lower. It's not completely at half.
Because of the back end. That's why.
Yeah. So what I've noticed is they factor that in. So you get more of like you'd have like a 70 team total and then an 80 on the back end. You have like a 10-point difference.
I'll be right back, fellas.
That's how they cooked in. See, Trev. But I think I'll be on I like the under 2 here. I like the under 150.5. Scares me a little bit, just the fact that Robert Morris did give up 100 to Iowa, but Iowa was the old Drake. This is the new Drake. I don't think they have the offensive firepower that an Iowa team does. And I think that Drake's definitely gonna, they got their scare out of the way with almost losing to NAU. I know it ended up being a 6-point game, but before then, they were down for most of that second half, really, until like the last 5 minutes, where they kind of took advantage and took control of the game. So I think they're going to be able to really defend here a lot better. They're going to emphasize that, and so that's why I think where Drake may score 80. I see them scoring in like the upper 70s and Robert Morris being in the 60s. And I think the under 150 has more of a chance for me of hitting than just taking Drake minus the 8.5 on that number. So that's why I
bet people bet the over too.
50.
I bet I'll take the stab. I take the under 150.5 just in hopes. I think the books know it, but people like betting overs too. But I'm not going to take an extra gamble there and do all that nonsense. All right, looks like we skipped some. Oh, yeah, how could we have skipped this game? Central Connecticut State versus Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac's laying 8.5. Over-unders 147. That's kind of too juicy. I was gonna say maybe Quinnipiac for a two-team money line parlay that we didn't do last night, which was probably hard just because there wasn't many games. We got more games to do this money line parlay. But kind of tough for me to do with Quinnipiac, I think, minus 370 on the money line. That just feels a little aggressive. Quinnipiac played St. John's, so coming off a 34-point shellacking, but you scored 74 against St. John's. Central Connecticut State played Vermont St. Johnson, the Badgers. 117 to 55 is how much they won. Now you go on the road to Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac's going to run the pace here, man. They're going to be able to control the destiny, but I don't necessarily think that that's the best thing for laying points, though. I know that yes, you can get into transition, you can have more possessions in Central Connecticut State, but if Central Connecticut State slows it down, that's fares for them staying within the number, especially after they just scored 117. I think that they know that they need to try to control the possession and the pace, and not have it just be so run and gun and play to Quinnipiac's level. So I like Central Connecticut State with the points. I'm not going to bet it just because I'm very high on Quinnipiac and I have them winning the Metro Athletic Atlantic or the NEC, whatever one they're in. I'm blanking. So.
Yeah, This one's fascinating to me, just in terms of just the clash of styles. You know, you've got Quinnipiac, who's always one of the top teams in the country in push and pace and tempo, and then you've got the Central Connecticut State team, who's in that bottom, 25%, slowing it down, deliberate, minimizing possessions, and then focusing on the defensive end. I don't want any part of the game betting wise. I think it's just going to be fascinating to watch just because of the clash of styles. But give me Quinnipiac as in a bounce back. I'll take them minus the 8.5. I think they could win this by double digits. After getting kind of shellacked at St. John's, Central Connecticut, they're all fat and happy after dropping 117. They won't score 117 in their next 2 games combined. So give me Quinnipiac. I'll have that. I'll take them minus the 8.5, but doubt I'm gonna actually bet this game.
Okay, so we'll do what were those called when we didn't battle? Like when we didn't bet, but we went against each other last year?
Spar.
Yeah, we're sparring. Let's go. All right, we're gonna spar on that one. Respect it, Elliot. This is yours, my friend. This is your intro and lead. You mentioned Bethune earlier.
Oh yeah, so my theory has been pretty good so far, with the fact that I'm just going to fade basically all of the SWAC teams except one, and it's Bethune-Cookman. I'm not fading Bethune. I think talent level they have significantly way above the best talent there in the SWAC. It showed pushing that game in the jungle at Auburn to overtime. Ended up losing by 4, but 25.5 point dogs, pushing it to taking it to overtime. Shout out to them. Arterio Morris, he was a guy, he was at KU, was playing minutes there at KU, got into some trouble, had to go to Garden City Community College. Now he finds his way to Bethune. So you've got high talent there on the roster that's played at Power 5, at the Power 5 level, has that experience. Miami looked pretty good against Jacksonville, but I think this Bethune-Cookman team is better than Jacksonville, and I like Bethune to keep it within this number. I might wait personally on this just to see if it maybe gets bet up a little bit by the Miami backers, and see if I can maybe steal an extra point or two. But yeah, I'll be on Bethune. This will be a bet for me at plus some sort of number. Like I said, I'll kind of wait and see what the number does, and we'll kind of go from there.
All right. I don't know about this one. I think I'm going to battle you here. I like Jai Lucas, and I love Reggie Theus and Bethune. I think just because you come off that Auburn game, I think there's going to be a little hangover spot, and I feel like this number is a tad low for the market price. A normal P5 school is going to be laying more points. I'm not saying Bethune's Coppin State, but just kind of feels like there's somewhat of an overcorrection here after Bethune's 90 to 95 performance against Auburn. I don't think Auburn's as good, and I think Miami could easily be more talented than Auburn, at least, especially even off of a whole new unit, new piece. It could be a hot take, but I think laying it with Miami actually works. So I will battle you here on this one. And I like Jai Lucas and what he brings, and I think that Miami does get it done, wins by 20. But I am worried about the defense. I like Reggie Theus. I think there's just going to be a little hangover spot here, though, after their dominant performance. So yeah, maybe you want to wait. We could both win.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see if I can get a couple extra points.
Yeah, it might as well. Good call by Virgil there. Let's see. So yes, if Loyola does not cover, which it's looking bad, I will be down 0.43 units today. Woo! I cannot afford lunch tomorrow though. After that one. All right, Campbell versus West Virginia. West Virginia 16.5. Over/unders 140.5. We know that over/under is going to be definitely low. we took the under against Mount St. Mary's with West Virginia, and it hit with ease. And it felt like it was good the entire time. It wasn't a phantom under that we needed some BS to happen. It really did feel like it was a good play. Campbell 0-1 as well. They went to Wisconsin and got the brakes beat off of them. They've gotten some higher expectations in years past. Now they're going into Morgantown with their suffocating defense. I feel like the possessions could be limited here a ton, but taking an under 140.5 doesn't sound as fun either, but it kind of feels like that's going to be the method. I like Campbell. I think it's too many points for a West Virginia team, and Campbell off of a 30-point loss as well against Stooley's Wisconsin. But this Campbell team's talented, and I think they don't mind playing sluggish as well with West Virginia's style and could match them. So I like Campbell plus 16.5, but I think I like the under 140.5 more. Check the picks page of what I end up betting, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the under 140.5. Campbell, West Virginia. I will get my picks in first thing in the morning or right after this.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It'd be Campbell plus 16.5, but I think I'm enticed more by the under 140.5. I think the West Virginia Mount St. Mary's game was under 138.5, I believe. Now we get just 2 points higher. I really feel like it's going to be a similar score than that Mount St. Mary's game. I think the final was 70-57, something like that. So I see a similar score there, maybe 70-60. 74-60, something like that. That always hits the under. I'm just worried. I'd be more worried about that 60.5 covering, just because West Virginia didn't seem like they were super talented there on the offensive end to kind of get it done. And I think Campbell will be a better defense than what Mount St. Mary's had against them too. So all of that makes me want to take the under 140.5. So that'll be the bet for me, is the Campbell, West Virginia under 140.5.
All right. UC Riverside's laying a point on the road at North Dakota. This game in whatever, that's not Fargo. I don't know what it is. Yes, it is in North Dakota, and UC Riverside is now traveling out there. UC Riverside, a pretty Grand Forks, North Dakota. Betty Ingolstad Sioux Center, baby. North Dakota looks like they're laying a point now. The line is flipped in North Dakota's favor. So people are a little scared of Cal Riverside on the road. Shop around. Looks like there's some differences across some books, but right now, North Dakota getting bet on the home spot after just playing Alabama. I think UC Riverside's better, man. I know it's a tough road travel spot, but I like UC Riverside here. And now that I'm seeing North Dakota's kind of getting bet on, I wouldn't mind even waiting a little bit. But I think UC Riverside's a little more talented offensively. Defensively, this could be a problem. If UC Riverside wants to win, they need to limit North Dakota across the perimeter. They can't allow any shots, and just need to play some hardcore style defense and slow the pace down. So I think that's the formula for UC Riverside to win this game, and I think they do go and get a tough road win against North Dakota here. Elliot, we battling?
Yeah, I'll battle you here. First-year head coach for Riverside. Gus Arginal comes in and replaces Magpio. I think that he's going to be tested. I mean, they played La Sierra 190-49 there at home in their first game there on Monday. I think, now traveling to North Dakota, going to be a little bit of a culture shock going into the middle of nowhere, Grand Forks, North Dakota. North Dakota already played, a high-level Alabama team, and I know Alabama had some pieces missing, But really, I mean, 91-62, I think that's a pretty favorable outing for North Dakota with all things considered. So I'll back North Dakota here at home. I think I kind of am losing my lesson or learning my lesson, I should say, with the fact that I took North Dakota State there against UC Davis. And so I'm kind of doing a reverse, kind of maybe going to learn from my mistake there. I thought North Dakota State would show a better effort. And I know that UC Davis was favored. Now we have North Dakota favored, barely, just flipped. But yeah, give me North Dakota home dog, return home after losing to Alabama. So I'll battle you here. And
Gus Argenal is the new coach there, and I cannot take an under for North Dakota. I don't want to take an under in a North Dakota game. It's just not a recipe for me. And shout out Parlay P, my man. People are talking about the first ever rhythm play of the day. USI Butler under 155.5. Hell yeah, people are loving it. Stay tuned. Play of the day may be loading here soon. So keep the momentum rolling as well. So yeah, it looks like we're battling there. I'll take the road spot here. All right, Elliot. This one's yours, my friend. Auburn laying 24.5, over under 145.5 against Merrimack. Do you fall into the trap again, or do you think that Merrimack, who probably is outmatched athletically, and I'd have to say Bethune-Cookman is a much more athletic team than Merrimack, now goes into Auburn, and there's a little revenge angle for Auburn potentially? It's like the bully that just didn't get all the lunch money. Now he's got a chance to get the lunch money. He's in the sees Merrimack in the corridor. I feel like people are going to be rushing to Merrimack kind of just off of that bad performance from Auburn. But I don't think I can lay the points after watching them either. But I do think if the play is here is taking Auburn. So I may just take them, no bet.
Yep, I think you said that perfectly. I think Auburn, for me, is going to have to prove it before I really want to trust them with my money. But I do think it's the right spot. I do think laying it here with Auburn, I am seeing -25, -25.5 out there. So it is starting to move up in Auburn's favor as well. So I think other people are considering that too. But you were spot on. Bethune-Cookman, just the talent and athleticism that they have on that team and the size really fit for them to be able to compete there against Auburn. And I just think Merrimack significantly lacks that and is totally opposite in regards to that. So they're going to be definitely outmatched in size, athleticism, kind of all the above. I think Auburn's going to be pissed off after, all the mistakes, even, fouling up 3 to let it even go into overtime, struggling with Bethune-Cookman. Typically they're a wagon there at the Jungle. So I think you'd be stupid to bet Merrimack here. But again, I'm going to wait and have Auburn prove it to me. I know Parlay P was saying Auburn first half. That kind of scares me too, just because they should come out on fire and fire it up to prove a point. But you never know with a new coach, and you never know what you have here. And I don't know. Like you said, they're going to have to prove it to me before I bet them. So I'll pick Auburn -24.5, but it's going to be a no bet for me.
All right, same there. This is the one I meant, Elliot. You're a big Abilene Christian guy. I heard you love Abilene Christian, and I love Omaha. So somewhere in middle America. And I just had to go back and ask this one real quick. I know you live in Kansas, so driving through it's not fun. But North Dakota, have you ever drove through North Dakota or South Dakota? Anyone? I forgot to ask this. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, we played up there. We played in the Pentagon, actually.
Have you ever drove through North Dakota, though? This way, not going up.
No,
not going up Iowa, up into Sioux Falls. Have you ever drove like east to west or west to east through Dakota?
No, have never gone west to east through either Dakotas. I've only gone north and south. We had a couple teams. We played Dakota Wesleyan, and and then we actually played in the Corn Palace. I'm trying to think of where that even was.
I know where the Corn Palace is. Is that
South Dakota, I believe? Yep.
Is it T South or is
Mitchell?
Mitchell, South Dakota. Yes.
Yep. So we played there. So I've been up in the Dakotas, but no, I've
never Taj Mahal or some shit.
Never driven across like that. No.
So,
yeah. If anybody hasn't heard of the Corn Palace, look it up. Google it. Corn Palace.
It's a Taj Mahal basketball arena. Literally, it's insane. And South Dakota, so they have 80-mile-an-hour speed limits. And from getting to Sioux Falls to Rapid City, which is basically east to west, South Dakota, with 80 miles per hour speed limits, it takes 5.5 hours or 6 hours to get across the state, something like that. So, it's a beast. I had to do it a lot, actually. I drove through the Dakotas a good amount of times through a job. It was a rough time. That was not fun. So I know that travel spot's tough. That's what makes me. But I had to ask that question just because you're in Kansas, it's not too far away. It still is probably far away, but this Omaha is not far away though. Abilene Christian's laying 3.5 against Omaha. What's your play here, Elliot? Feel free to take us away with your cap and lead us off.
Man, this is an interesting one. I'm not quite sure what to really think about this. I mean, I had Murray State covering against Omaha in that first game, and it wasn't really a fade of Omaha per se. It was just I thought that Murray State was going to be really good this year, and they, at least in the first game, proved me right. But by no means was it a fade of Nebraska-Omaha at all. So I kind of like Nebraska-Omaha here in this spot. If I'm being honest, it's Abilene Christian's first game. I guess they did play McMurray, whoever the hell that is. They're on Monday at home, 192-55. Home court's pretty good for Abilene Christian. But for some reason, there's just my gut is telling me to take Omaha here plus the 3.5. They probably might even win this outright. It wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. But curious to see if you have an angle on it at all. I know you're a big Omaha guy. You like the Omaha program. So maybe you've dove into it a little bit more than I have. But that's kind of my initial gut feeling is taking Omaha plus the points. One of the few games that, I think we've got two good teams and a favorable line that we can kind of attack either way.
Yeah, and Abilene Christian, they beat McMurray 92-55. I think Abilene Christian's super good at home. Omaha looked bad, man, against Murray State, but they fought and they were pushing the tempo and pace. I like Omaha here. I think talent-wise, they can recover. The line's kind of short as well too. Hopefully, this doesn't feel like the North Dakota State spot that we just saw tonight. But I think Omaha is a better team, and this is a road spot that I'm not afraid of again. Abilene Christian, they do like to spread the floor. They play a lot of motion-style offense, and Omaha does well against a motion-style offense. I know Omaha can also get in a transition, and I think they'll be able to compete athletically and match up with Abilene pretty well. So I'll go with Omaha plus 3.5 as well.
What's the over/under on that game?
153.5. Not bad.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think both teams play with a lot of pace. So maybe it could be a run it out the gym type of a night where they're both kind of running up and down.
No, for sure. Okay. Texas Southern versus Texas A&M. Texas A&M's laying 29.5. Zero chance I can lay that many points with Texas A&M, but I'm not feeling strong to bet on Texas Southern either. I'll pick Texas Southern and wait to pick them just to get the better number. I think maybe people may bet Texas A&M, but personally, I just don't think that this roster is good enough. I know it's Bucky. There's some good ball there. They can run and gun, but I don't think that they can win by that much. I think if there's a play there, it could be a team total over for Texas A&M, but I need to see it. I'm not fucking betting this game. Excuse my French.
I mean, they did beat Northwestern State by 30. So
I know.
they cover this number against Northwestern State, who, I mean, in my opinion, is better than Texas Southern.
No, they're not.
Personally.
Texas Southern's GOAT. They're GOAT.
I mean, Texas Southern's the GOAT in March when it matters, and they're a 7 or 8 seed. And
when Mike Davis was their coach,
they make it to the NCAA tournament.
When Mike Davis was their coach.
But yeah, I don't know. It's also a tough travel spot for Texas Southern, just getting their ass kicked by Gonzaga there on Monday. Then they got to travel back here and then load up the troops and play a Texas A&M team who's going to play fast as hell and just try to attack you and score. I think you're kind of spot on with maybe that team total over angle with Texas A&M if you're looking to bet it. I'll take the points with Texas A&M. I'll lay it the 29.5, but probably not going to bet it. But I do agree with you. I think if you're gonna bet this angle, the better play is instead of taking Texas A&M minus the points, just take the team total over. Would probably be what 80.
It'll be 191 divided by 2. Basically, just do that. 191 divided by 2, which will be like 89, 90 to 9, probably like 91 and a half.
90, yeah, 92. So I mean, I could definitely see them eclipsing that.
Yeah, we're freaking math experts here at the Pump Fake Pod, by the way. If anyone wants to do some algebra, I'll put the little formula in the chat here. X plus Y divided by 2. That's basically all you need to do. X being the total. And then the plus being the spread and the favorite, and then you just do the opposite and would subtract 29.5 if you're betting Texas Southern's team total. We're teaching math here. All right, Elliot, I'll be honest with you. I have to pee. I'm fine if you go through 2 games. I should be quick, but I have to pee. Alcorn State, man. It's all for you, bro.
You sure leave me with a good one, that's for sure. Yeah, so Alcorn State heads into South Alabama. They're at the Mitchell Center, Mobile, Alabama. South Alabama coming off that gritty road win against Toledo. Really good win over a good Toledo squad. Was really impressed with that victory. I did have South Alabama plus the 3.5. Didn't bet it, and I was pissed that I didn't bet it because it was one that I felt pretty confident in, and then just didn't pull the trigger and forgot with the other 108 games going on Monday to put money on it. But Alcorn State's just absolutely terrible. I don't see why we wouldn't fade them here. I know, you can talk about South Alabama just beat Toledo on the road, and now they're coming home, so maybe it's a letdown spot, but I don't see that here. Again, I'm going to stick with my guns and fade the SWAC schools. I'm seeing 16.5, 15.5 kind of over there, so I'll lay it. Alcorn State just absolutely terrible in my opinion. Personally, I don't know, Jen. I haven't looked into too much of the under on this one. I could see it too. I mean, I could definitely see that just with the fact that Alcorn State's offense is absolutely atrocious, and South Alabama's defense is really good. And, sometimes South Alabama struggles to score there. So, it could very well be a 75 to 50 type of a game or 75 to 60 type of a game where you're getting that under. But I'd be more confident in just laying it with South Alabama. I think they probably win by 20 plus. And let me get to the next game. So this next game I'll have to check and make sure about the lines themselves. Could be on the move possibly, but you got North Florida heading into Florida. Florida off of that loss against Arizona. Koa Pete Masterclass. Welcome to the NCAA. Hell of a game by the freshman. I don't know if we shouted him out in our recap. But man, what a game that he had against Florida there at the opening night. But yep, I'm seeing 37.5 still, 38 kind of across the board. So maybe moving up just a tad, and then the total itself is kind of holding firm right now. I'm getting 168, 169. So looks like it's kind of held firm as well on this. I think I've already bet this. So this is going to be one of my bets. I'm betting Florida minus the 37.5. I think it's a good bounce back spot for them. North Florida is just a team that is absolutely going to be terrible this year. I've picked them to finish last in the CSUN. They lost Coach Driscoll there at the very kind of not end of the summer, but close to when the summer was starting. He came and is now the associate head coach here at Kansas State. So they lost that. The terrible recruiting cycle just due to the fact that they lost them so late in the process. Florida coming off the loss. Golden's going to want to run up this score and, show everybody, that Florida is who Florida is. Last time they played, I believe the score was 99-54. So it was a 45-point win last year there in December. So, and that was against the North Florida squad that was not great, but this year I think they're even worse than they were last year, significantly worse than they were last year, in my opinion. So lay it with Florida. I think they're going to win by 40 plus. So as soon as I entered this line, I opened it up, found it on FanDuel at 37.5 and immediately bet it before it moves up.
Wow. What was your bet on this one?
My bet was to lay it. Classic SWAC action. I'm fading everybody in the SWAC besides Bethune. So I know some people, I talked about how could be a little letdown spot with South Alabama going on the road, beating Toledo. Now they come back home. Jen made a good point, maybe looking at the under. Looks like Haslam there says that South Alabama plays pretty slow. Alcorn State.
That's what scares me about laying points with South Alabama. But they do, even though they play slow, they play like a good, staunch defense as well, too.
Yeah. So that under could be good, could be right there. But Alcorn State, man, just both offensively and defensively is just terrible. So that's why I think South Alabama covers this and wins by 20 plus.
And all right, I'm probably not going to bet it, but I may end up betting Jen's under. I'm sad I didn't bet Crutch's Rutgers under.
Back to that South Alabama game for a sec. What was the KenPom system? How many points did it have to be? Is it 6?
No, 3. Was it 5? 4.5? It wasn't 6. 6 is way too high.
If it was 4.5, KenPom's got this at 11.
It was higher than 3.5. We basically did anyone with 4. So
yeah, well, KenPom's got this an 11-point game. I like South Alabama. Alcorn State also shot 50% from 3. Their defense gave up 182 points. Florida State, South Alabama's efficient. I don't think Alcorn State shoots the way they did again the other night. I think South Alabama just kind of runs circles around them.
We all like Florida here off the loss.
Yeah, no Driscoll for North Florida either.
Yeah, that's a good call out. Iowa State's laying 33.5. Grambling State.
This ain't the same Grambling boys from last year that went on the road and covered in Florida.
I'm going to take the team total under, I think, for Grambling State or lay it with Iowa State here on the big number. I'm kind of more tempted to take the team total under. I know that Iowa State's not your normal Iowa State team with Altsberger the last 2 years and just the talent with their guard play that they have. So I could be convinced in taking the team total over with Iowa State, but I mean, if you do the math, 1 + 1 = 2. I obviously kind of like Iowa State to drill Grambling State as my cap. So, yeah, I don't know which one I'm going to bet. Check the picks page. May not even touch this one just because it's a high number, but I think Iowa State or Grambling State team total is going to be nice, and I think that they drill them. But their team total could still go under. And, they lose by 30 or 28. Iowa State takes the brakes down and lays it off, takes the brakes off and kind of lays it off, parks the brakes, and then just lays it out at the end of the game. So they did beat Fairleigh Dickinson by 38 the game before. Grambling State beat Houston Tillotson 91-47. Absolute Super Bowl win there. So I don't know. I'll lay it with Iowa State. Team total under for Grambling State. One of those two. I think Iowa State just pummels them.
Yeah. Lipsy, I'm pretty sure, isn't going to play. He rolled his ankle or whatever in a practice before the season started, so he didn't play last game. I don't know if he plays again, but yeah, it'd still have to be Iowa State or nothing. They got to roll these guys. I don't think they have anything on deck.
Lipsy played against Fairleigh Dickinson. He played 18 minutes, had 18 points.
They've got Mississippi State on deck on Monday on a neutral.
Oh, just take it easy, man. Oh,
just saying. I mean, this number gets big enough.
No, I know. I think it's time. If you're gonna bet it, you got to bet it now for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I might. I don't know. I might be willing to take a stab with Grambling if it gets big enough.
I bet Iowa State minus 35.5 against Fairleigh Dickinson. It covered for me. Kind of got a little sweaty there down the stretch. I think you're spot on with that cap puff. With they were up by 42, and then they took kind of their foot off the gas there in the last 2 or 3 minutes and really let Fairleigh Dickinson score. So I think that could be your only issue with the backdoor cover there. Of if they're up by 40 again, they give up 3 buckets, gets to and you get this at a 35.5, 36. If they're up by 40 and they give up 3 buckets and you miss the cover on the backdoor would be my concern. So if you're going to bet Iowa State, bet it now. I probably will go back to the well and end up just betting this before I go to bed tonight. Haven't decided if I'm actually officially going to bet it yet. But again, another classic fade the SWAC school, and Iowa State at home is just an absolute wagon in these non-conference games. So would be stupid for me to not. You could even look at maybe a team total, Iowa State team total over. I don't know necessarily what it would be, but I would maybe prefer that rather than the Grambling State team total under, just because of that last 5 minutes. Grambling State could, score 10, 15 points, something like that.
You guys watching this Loyola game?
Yeah.
Let's go.
But,
yeah. Oh my God. Need the foul game. But 141 plus 33.5 divided by 2, 87.25. So they're basically, it'll be 87, 86.5, 88, which is what they scored against Fairleigh Dickinson, right?
Yep.
All right, guys, chat, get ready for this bomb. 1-0 on the day with the Rhythm play of the day, and I believe we may have struck gold on another one. Rhythm likes this TCU St. Francis game, minus 25.5. The over-under is 149.5. And if you had to take a guess, they like the under. And guess what? We do too. St. Francis has not covered that number many times last year. So the under has been great. TCU also, on the other hand, kind of lacks offensive firepower, in my opinion. I know you just laid an egg against New Orleans. You only put up 74. It was a really lackluster performance from a Jamie Dixon team when you're down 44-28 at half. So then they turn up the brakes or turn up the gas on defense. I'm addicted to brakes, I guess, but they turn up the gas on defense in the second half, still give up 34 to New Orleans, and it's just not enough. I think it's going to be a continuous defensive efficiency right out the gate for TCU. They know that they have to come out playing good defense, playing physical on the perimeter, down low, and trying to get rebounds. But their injuries that they have with Jallo and Jallo's tough right now. But St. Francis, man, the only thing that would scare me about the under is that they just lack anything defensively. But I think, after they're just kicking them out as well, they're not going to be able to score against a TCU team that's going to step it up on defense. And I just don't foresee them being able to eclipse higher than 65, which is, I think, the number needed to hit the full game over. So I like the full game under here. I think it just, it may be a little sweaty. You probably could get in a little live, but a little higher at some points. But I think right out the gate, you could see TCU coming out hot, scoring a ton of points, similar to the Butler Southern Indiana game. They came out hot. It's a game of runs here in college basketball, though, and I think the full game under is going to be just fine. TCU starts slowing it down once they're up big, and I think they do win by a substantial amount. If I had to pick a side, I'm leaning St. Francis plus 24.5, but I feel stronger conviction about the under 149.5, and I believe Rhythm does as well. So shout out our partners, Rhythm.ai, and the under 149.5, and St. Francis, PA, TCU.
Yes, sir. Love that. Yeah, that's gonna be my play for this game is the under. Just slog fest. Just disgusting basketball. Under. Let's ride with Rhythm.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. Obviously, it's our play of the day for the reason. There with Rhythm, we all three like the play. We kind of looked at it, dove into it. I like it. St. Francis, like Huff was saying, gave up 100 to Oklahoma. However, I think TCU is definitely lacking there on the offensive department. I just don't think that they'll have enough to really get past the, score enough. Even if they score 90, I could see St. Francis scoring only in the 50s just with TCU's defense that they have. So it's one of those things where I really like the under here. I think TCU also might struggle there on the offensive end, just with the fact that Malik Diallo, he went down with that ACL injury. He's going to be out for the season. So now they've got to kind of change some things up, rearrange everything there on the offensive end, and kind of do a little bit different there with the X's and O's with the new people that are going to be playing significant minutes, because they were going to rely on him heavily there on the offensive and defensive end. But so any time that gets switched up, throws a wrinkle into things, I think can affect the offense. And so when we're looking at a total of 150, it takes about 4 to 5 minutes of somebody not really scoring, or two teams not really scoring. And I think, St. Francis and TCU can both not score at all. You got TCU, who really is going to be able to, defensively kind of control. And we saw it here in our play of the day tonight with Southern Indiana and Butler. Southern Indiana had 1 point through 6-7 minutes. So if you get something like that, it'll be one of those things. It'll be one of those things that'll really help us get this under yet again. So, yep, I'm right there with you guys. Under 149.5. Rhythm play of the day. Us three. Let's get this money. Go 2-0.
All right, let's ride. Shout out Rhythm. Chicago State, St. Louis laying 28.5. Over under 162.5. Lay it. I'm with you. And we will be able to watch St. Francis TCU if you have YouTube TV, by the way, and have not sold out yet. Just so you know, it's on TNT.
And I will say TNT.
They're nice.
With their partnership with the Big 12, they've done a fantastic job this year in football, and I'm excited to see what they've got going on in basketball as well. It's just one of those, I think they've got great coverage of the basketball game or of the football games, so I'd expect the same. So excited to be able to watch that one and not have to boycott ESPN yet again.
Loyola minus 7.5. Cashed it. Let's go. 4-4 on the day, and a plus money, plus 440 hit, quarter unit. Wow. Another day in the green. Let's go. Come on.
That was an easy little under for you, Trev.
Yeah, I didn't even.
No sweat. You didn't even break a sweat.
That was a rocking. That was a rocking chair.
Yeah, what did you end up getting on that? 153, right?
153.5.
Let's go, Loyola. Sorry, chat, E-dub betters, but loved Loyola. and it was
Well, Loyola
cover.
Edub covered too. I mean, the only numbers I saw were 8.5 and 9.5. Maybe I'm sure open was 7.5 would be my guess, but yeah,
I bet it last night at 7.5. So
I bet
yeah,
it's
if you lost with Edub, that's just unfortunate.
yeah.
I lost it at 7, or I lost it. I locked it in at 7 last night at open.
Yeah, 7.5. I liked it, and that was another play that Rhythm liked as well too. The 7.5. So, but not as strong as our under last night. So yeah, we're confident here. St. Louis, lay it. I mean, it feels like a big number. I don't know if I'm probably not going to bet St. Louis minus 28.5, but I could be talked into it. It's Chicago State.
Yep, same. I'm landed. I'm not betting it.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet it actually either. They just beat SEMO pretty single-handedly, easily. They got Lindenwood on deck. They're looking forward to it.
Inner St. Louis matchup right there. Lindenwood versus St. Louis.
Yep. St. Louis. I'll pick St. Louis. No, probably not bet. I'm not putting my money on it. What about you, Elliot?
I'm probably gonna bet St. Louis. I think Chicago State is complete ass. They just lost to DePaul by 30. So why can't St. Louis beat them by 30 as well? So give me St. Louis minus 28.5. Bet it now. Probably will go up, I would assume.
It's going to go up for sure. It'll go up. Clean it up on unders. Yes. Oh, yeah. Totals. All right. Cal State Northridge versus Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa's laying 9.5. Man, this feels kind of baity, does it not? But I want to lay it with Northern Iowa. I think, just on the home spot. But I know Cal State Northridge is a good team. I know that they have a lot of offensive firepower. But I've bet too many road teams this far today, so I will lay it with UNI. It totally feels baity for sure. I think Cal State Northridge is a great team, and they match up well. But this is Northern Iowa at home in Cedar Falls, whatever the hell it's called. Cedar Falls. Cal State Northridge just beat Noble University. This is their opener, by the way, for Northern Iowa. I think that they can come out strong and end up winning by like 10 or 12. But it's a close game. Northridge competes, but similar to Loyola, what we just saw, it just gets done at the end with the foul game, and Northern Iowa runs away with it and wins by 12, 82-70 or something like that.
Yeah, I want to lay Northern Iowa too, especially at home. Like they're just a different animal. Will I? I don't know, but I would feel more comfortable laying the 9.5 with Northern Iowa, just especially at home. Like that team hits another gear and just can pour it on you. I'm not sure Northridge has the dudes or capability of really hanging on for a full 40 minutes. Maybe first half is tight, but at some point I feel like Northern Iowa is going to kind of have to just walk away and win this game by 15. So give me Northern Iowa. Raymond saying it dropped to 8.5. Cool. If people want to take Northridge, bet it down. I mean, LSU got bet down 4 or 5 points last night too, and they covered the original number with ease. So I'd be looking at Northern Iowa or nothing.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I think it'd be stupid to fade Northern Iowa there at home in the home opener. Ben Jacobson, fantastic coach. Anything under double digits for me, I think would be a go on Northern Iowa. If it is going back down and dropping a little bit, maybe I'll wait and see where this line goes. I'll probably end up pulling the trigger at some point as long as it's not in the double digits. But yeah, I'll be on Northern Iowa here.
North Texas is laying 14.5. Northwestern State's catching it. Over under is 143.5. Denton, Texas, tough place to play. North Texas, I mean, they're pretty good. Even with the new coaching change, they bring in tons of firepower. Northwestern State just got their break speed off of by Texas A&M though. This North Texas team isn't your normal pace that you've seen under Hodge, and I feel like they just shot the ball well. This is a sleepy spot. I like Northwestern State. I don't think I will bet this though, but I think just with the weird spot, 14.5 feels like a low number for Northwestern State. I'll take them on the road in a intrastate conference battle, catching the points. I'm probably not betting this. I could be convinced, but I'm not going to bet this.
Yeah, it would be North Texas for me. Northwestern State, yes, they're not very good. I thought last year they might be decent. They had like a JUCO D2 All-Star team. They were horrendous. North Texas, I get it, new coach, new roster, but the pitch still gets lit. And 14.5. I know they play grind you out ball, but I think Northwestern State can really struggle to score. What's that?
I don't think they do anymore under this new coach. We'll see.
I thought they were going to play slow. Well, regardless, even if from I was under the assumption they're still
kind of school, so the pace is an anomaly.
Yeah. No. But from what we read this offseason, I thought they might be trying to continue that just defensive a defensive first mindset. But regardless, I still just don't think Northwestern, even if it's a running gun, see who can score the most. I don't think Northwestern can hang in there. And then North Texas, the defense, if they're continuing that, they should just suffocate Northwestern and run them out there and just, strangle them out. So it would be North Texas or nothing, but I'm not going to be betting this one.
Yeah, no, you're right. Daniel Robinson comes over from Cleveland State with an emphasis with defense and just minimizing possessions, playing at one of the slowest rates there in the country last year, 286th in the nation last year when he was at Cleveland State. So he's going to try to bring over that, minimizing possessions, focusing on taking quality shots, getting quality looks, and then focusing on the defensive end and getting stops. So you're spot on with that, Trev. This one kind of feels like an under to me, just with the fact that North Texas, I don't think that they're going to, be able to score the ball very well, especially against D1 opponents. And with the fact that of the pace that they play at, I think it's going to, slow down the game. You're not going to be has as many possessions. Northwestern State, on the other hand, also likes to slow down the pace as well. Wasn't evident with Texas A&M, obviously, because you're playing that buckyball method. So I think the numbers are skewed a little bit here because they played Texas A&M, who's going to just try to speed up the tempo and get as many possessions as possible. So kind of like the under here in that. I would also take Northwestern State plus the points in Coach Robinson's first Division I game there at North Texas as well, with the fact that Northwestern State's already had one game under the belt against a good Texas A&M team. I think they'll be ready. They'll be prepared. And they'll be more experienced, at least early on in the season, with a game under their belt. So plus the 14.5 and the under would be my look here.
All right, let's go. We're riding with the Devils. Texas A&M, Corpus Christi versus SMU. SMU's laying 22.5, over-unders 155.5. Trevor, you lead us off, my friend. Did you guys talk about this one on the Kerm show or no?
This one did not come up, no. SMU, yeah, they were the ones that lost in no, that was TCU. SMU got a scare from somebody, I forget who, but
Tarleton State.
Tarleton, yeah. Tarleton. Yeah.
They kind of
that game's a lot closer, yeah. Yeah, I mean, SMU, they did pull away. Corpus Christi, I don't really care for them too much, but I don't want to lay 22.5 with SMU. I know they just got their scare. It's similar to that Xavier angle that I had earlier, but I just don't think SMU has the horses, no pun intended, to push them to win by 23. If anything, I kind of like the over. I think SMU is going to get buckets, but I think A&M can score a fair amount SMU here. If they get 60, 65, I think we're looking all right here. So give me the over. Probably won't bet this game though.
Yeah, I don't have any conviction about this game, to be honest with you guys. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I have anything. I think Corpus Christi is actually a good team. Intrastate. I'll take Texas A&M Corpus Christi with the points, but I don't love it. Maybe the over angle is a little better for you. I think that could be a sharper spot. So I'll write that down, but I'm not betting this.
Yeah, I'll lay it with SMU here. I think Tarleton State really likes to muck it up, play slower, and just really didn't play how SMU likes to play. And I think Texas A&M Corpus Christi kind of fits that bill. I think they like to play not necessarily fast, but with a little bit of tempo, with a little bit of pace. And I think that's going to be a problem when they play against SMU. So I would take the SMU minus 22.5. Don't know if I'll actually bet it, but that would be my play here. Would be laying it with SMU.
Perfect.
All right, Denver's playing Washington. Washington's laying 27.5. Over unders 154.5. I like the over here. Denver pushes pace. I mean, I think Washington is a much better team than last year, where they lacked offense. I know with what's his name, Osabar, they were good down low, got some second chance opportunities, but they just lacked being able to push pace and getting out in the transition. This year is a little different. I watched them play against Pine Bluff. They were dominating, scored like 50 points each half almost. 94-50 against Pine Bluff. Denver was competitive against Seattle, I would say, especially on the road, but gave up 84 points to Seattle. I think Washington's very capable of putting up 90 yet again, which is how Denver's style of play is. If you look at kind of how their pace is, even after game one against Seattle, they were pushing pace. They're in the top 100 of that. Washington just a little bit far behind, but really against Arkansas Pine Bluff, I think it could continue against Denver, maybe not scoring as much, but they get to at least to 90 or like high 80s. I think Denver is going to be able to match at buckets to eclipse the over 154.5.
Yeah, I'm with you. Washington beat the shit out of Pine Bluff, but Pine Bluff didn't shoot well. 8 of 31 from 3, 9 of 36 from inside the arc. Got out rebounded by 16, 17. I'm not saying Denver is like that great of a school or they have a lot of height, but their offense isn't going to shoot as bad as Seattle did. Sorry, not Seattle. Pine Bluff did. And this is a big game. They didn't have to travel. You go from Seattle to Washington, wherever that is. It's got to be pretty damn close, would be my guess. Couple hours at most. And then Washington, they got a road game on Sunday at Baylor on deck. So given that, Denver's a better offense, better team than Pine Bluff, obviously. I think this high total is implying that Denver's going to, keep pace with them, kind of hang around and go bucket for bucket with Washington. I like your over 2. I like Denver plus 27.5. Probably let this climb up. I just think Washington, they got their ass whooping out of the way. I think they kind of go through the motions a little bit tomorrow, given that Baylor's on Sunday and it's a road game. So I think they have bigger fish to fry than blowing Denver out by 30 points and blowing their load before the biggest game of their season, which obviously it's their game of the season, but road game at Baylor is a huge test. So I think their focus is elsewhere. So give me Denver plus 27.5 in this one.
Yeah. Geography lesson for you, Trev. Washington is in Seattle as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's whatever. Is Seattle? No, Seattle's a city.
Yeah, Washington is in
okay.
Seattle.
All right. So
the whole college isn't the whole state of Washington.
So
look,
here you go. 9-minute drive.
Perfect. They didn't have to do anything. They just walked there after, and then they're camping out in front of the building.
They stayed
mushrooms and stuff in Seattle. Yep.
saw a Grateful Dead concert, and yeah, took some shrooms.
Getting
And
Starbucks coffee. They're throwing fish at the market. It's probably raining in Seattle if I had to take a wild guess as well too.
yeah, so yeah, I Denver, I love
It's
Denver
gonna
a
be
lot.
raining threes as well for the over.
But yeah,
I'll battle you here. I'm gonna lay it with Washington. I just personally think just Denver just sucks ass. And so I'm not gonna back Denver. I think they actually played decent against Seattle and kept it close. Seattle ended up beating them by 11. But I don't think I think Washington's far superior to Seattle, and I think Washington's just going to kind of boat race them. I will say I'm a little hesitant in pulling the trigger on the bet just because of that look ahead spot. They're on the road with Baylor. So you do bring up a good point in there, especially since it's Sunday. So, only two off days before that Sunday game against Baylor that I think do they play? Is that at Baylor? I think it's in Waco.
at Baylor, yep, true road game.
The true road game. So yeah, that would be the only thing that's like keeping me off from betting it. But I really want to bet this. We'll see what I end up doing, but I really want to just lay it with Washington, just for the fact that I think Denver is just complete ass.
All right. So liking the over, Washington scoring points. Some people liking Washington, Denver, all over. Trevor, this one's for you, brother. Bernie Blunt before. This one's for you to lead off. Loyola Chicago 21.5, over under 145.5. What are we feeling after the buzzer beater? Little hangover?
Yeah, you gotta think so. I mean, start the season off with a buzzer beater bang, win at home over Cleveland State. You don't travel anywhere. But I mean, you got North Texas on deck, so that's a bit of a look ahead. That is a semi-home game for them. Mercyhurst just got walloped by Northwestern by 23. Now you're going to travel same city, Chicago. I know that much. Nice try. And so no travel spot. You got Loyola with their big game, with North Texas on deck, coming off of a buzzer beater. Mercyhurst hung around 23 at Northwestern. I'd be willing to take a stab with Mercyhurst again. I like a lot of the nasty dogs tomorrow. There's just a couple of look ahead spots, and then just given what happened in the other games, I think some of these dogs are a little bit mispriced. I'm not saying Mercyhurst is good and can hang around and chance to win this game, but I don't think they're going to get blown out given Loyola off the buzzer. You got North Texas on deck, and Mercyhurst, hung around within 23 of Northwestern on the road. Now it's not much of a travel spot, and Loyola doesn't travel either. So I just think 21.5 is a little too much. I'm going to let this number climb. A lot of these I probably won't be betting until tomorrow, just because I'll take my chance with them climbing overnight versus somebody hitting Citadel or Mercyhurst or whatever to drop that line. So give me Mercyhurst. I'm going to wait on this.
I'm going to bet on Mercyhurst as well. I'm with you, Trev. Bernie Blunt the fourth. We're passing on that. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm not.
No, I knew where it was.
He goes, let me live my life.
I'm not gonna bet this. I don't think. I'll take Mercyhurst plus the points. Wait, if it gets big enough, maybe I'll pull the trigger and bet it. But at this number, it's a pick for me, not a bet. Mercyhurst plus the 21.5. Fade the buzzer beater.
What's the number that you need to feel good? 24. One more possession.
No, probably
I'd feel good around a 23.
25.5 probably for me, but that's because I'm not. I have no interest in betting this unless it gets to an egregious number.
All right, California is laying 13.5. Wright State over unders 152.5.
This is up to 15.5 now.
Really?
Yeah, 15.5 minus 118. DraftKings.
Interesting.
Yep.
Thanks for the call out there.
I'm seeing some 14.5s still available as well. So shop around a little bit. It's juiced to the 14.5 though, but primarily everybody else is at 15 or 15.5.
Dude, I know Wright State's defense was atrocious last year, and Cal dominated Cal State Bakersfield, but this is a tough road spot for Wright State, but this feels like a good amount of points. I mean, to lay with Cal, and people are rushing to the window to bet Cal. That might be an overreaction from the public. I'll take Wright State with the points. Are we betting the 15.5 now, though? Is someone with me? Should we bet it now, or?
No, I think we wait. I mean, it's already climbed up to 2 points. Yeah, I mean, Cal beat the shit out of Bakersfield, but just like we were talking about, Bakersfield's got the human trafficking, guns, drugs, coach shit to deal with, FBI's hanging around. Like, they just had a weird end of their offseason and kind of just threw a wrench into everything, I think. And Cal was the beneficiary of that on opening night. And now you got Wright State coming in. Granted they played Franklin, but they won 86-37. They held them to 37 points. So that's got to say something about the defense. Now, yes, you're traveling to the West Coast. These spots are weird. Shout out Spoons for I didn't even think about that, but he did bring it up. It's a good point on Kerm show that, Cal going over to the West Coast, it's always a weird travel spot. But I still think Wright State's good enough defensively and has enough offense to hang around. I think that Cal score was exaggerated just given everything that Bakersfield's going through, the last month of the offseason or so when that news broke. And then now, so I think they're just kind of slogging, and I think Cal took advantage of it. But I think Wright State can hang within a 15.5. I'd be willing to just let it see where it goes if it's already climbed up this far.
Yeah, watch out for Data Ames there at Cal. He's a guard that I was super high on when he was at K-State. He had a really good game against Bakersfield. I'm excited to go to that game there in Manhattan. Cal travels, comes to Manhattan here in a week or two. Can't quite remember when the actual game is, but it's here in a couple weeks, maybe next week. So I'm excited to see that, but yeah, I mean, this seems like a way too big of a number, in my opinion. I mean, it's already jumped up to 15.5. Who is Cal to be laying 15.5 against a decent team there in the horizon? You could also maybe look at the over. Maybe they just, Wright State's defense maybe isn't that great. Obviously, albeit they held a Franklin, which is maybe a high school, to 37 points. But I would feel way more confident in just taking the points with Wright State. So yeah, let it climb up, see where it is. No bet for me right now, but for show purposes, Wright State plus the 50.5. Check the picks page. I won't be on the Cal side. I will be betting on the Wright State side, or maybe the over potentially.
All right, final game of the night. Arkansas Pine Bluff is catching 15.5. Over under is 161.5. I have my bet. I want to see what you guys have. Mine might be a little obscure. Maybe not available there. You have to do some math, but
Are you talking team total?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. 161.5. What do they think Pine Bluff is going to do?
That's what I'm saying. The total under is it's going to be 74.5 for Arkansas Pine Bluff, 73.5.
Yeah, game under 161.5.
Portland, they run and gun. Portland doesn't stop ever. Like, it's like a LA Fitness kind of style basketball, Lifetime Fitness. But still,
up and down.
Pine Bluff.
Yeah, no, I mean, my rhythm model is staying under 162.5 too. I mean, it's projecting 157.5 points. I agree. Like, what are we doing? What's Pine Bluff going to score 80 points and hang around? What's this going to be 82-90? No, like, this game's got like 86 to like 68 written all over it.
So you don't
Like-
you feel stronger about the full game under versus the Arkansas Pine Bluff.
No, I
team
like
total.
them both. I don't see a world where they eclipse 70.
I think Portland could score 100 how fast they play sometimes if they're hot.
They could, but I'd be willing to take a bet no, given I don't think a Pine Bluff's offense is going to contribute all that much. If they break 65-70, I'd be surprised.
Then maybe.
I could. I don't think there's really either way you can go. I don't think there's an under you can bet that's really necessarily wrong. Now, yes, if Portland scores 109 points and they win 109-65 or something, so be it. But I just think this game's got like 80 something to like mid to upper 60s for Pine Bluff at best. So I like the under.
But the cap you're saying though right now supports the team total under because
This is true. This is true.
worried
It's
about.
basically,
Now you're adding another.
worried
Now
about
you're
it.
adding another variable in the pilots that run and gun. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I mean, yes, I'm with you. We both like the under. So, but you're kind of capping for Pine Bluff not scoring points is what my thought was. So, and I'm taking total under 73.5 right now.
Under 73.5 minus 128 on DK. Sports Scientist is saying.
Elliot,
I mean, what did Portland do?
Does it not scare you that they gave up 83 to Willamette D3 College in Salem, Oregon? Won 120.
Willamette 13 threes. They were at the line 21 times. 18 turnovers still.
I'll play a little devil's advocate. I mean, if you're Portland, I mean, their defense sucks ass just as much as Pine Bluff's defense sucks ass. So I think Portland's gonna fucking score a shit ton. I think maybe I'm gonna take the Portland team total over and just rock with that based on how Arkansas Pine Bluff plays with high tempo, Portland plays with high tempo, and Arkansas Pine Bluff's not going to be able to defend anything. So give me the team total for Portland over. I think they get into the 90s, maybe even hit 100.
Dude. All right, I can see that angle. All right, so he's rooting for points. We're rooting for no points for Pine Bluff. That's the show here today, but we do have a triple threat parlay. 1-1. We hit the first one that we had. Trevor lost us the one by the hook.
They were right there at the end. They were given multiple possessions and did nothing. Brutal. No, hey, we would have been. I only put a half unit on, but if you were betting a unit, we would have been up nearly 11, 12 units on the season just off of day 2 of these parlays. So hopefully better luck tomorrow. Let's refresh, but we're still up.
Did we find a line on this one, by the way, either?
Which one? Oh, find a line on it. Let me take a gander.
Kind of was jumping around.
Long Island, Indy. I see. Yep, I see. I'm bet online -1. Yeah, so just one offshore has it listed.
Same thing. Okay, so all right, no big deal. All right, so we're gonna no more fave parlay. It's gonna be called
rebranded.
It's a triple threat match. The triple threat parlay. Let's go. Elliot.
Who's dribble? Who's driving? Who's shoot?
No, this is WWE triple threat.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
No, it's
This is
WWE.
a basketball podcast.
No.
Branch off and do some WWE shit underneath this.
I maybe do. I'm a man of many talents. Let's.
Who wants to start us off?
I started last time, and I gave the easiest winner on that board -26.5 IU. So someone else can go.
Again.
No, someone else can go. Switch up the juju.
All right, Elliot, go.
I ain't going first.
All right, Denver plus 27.5.
Holy shit! I'm gonna fucking
Denver. I got Denver plus 27.5.
Holy shit! You guys are soft. You got Denver what?
Plus 27.5.
You're really gonna make me bet Denver plus 27.5? Like you're
Yes,
the reason for these parlays. We hated East Texas A&M. I didn't like East Texas A&M.
They were right there. They were there. They should have covered.
Oh, they're right there. Well, they didn't hit. I'm just saying, you're making us bet things that we don't like. But I'll dive in.
All right, I can change it.
No. So Denver plus 27.5. That's a loser. I'm gonna take. I'm not gonna do that. I'll ride the rhythm play. St. Francis TCU under 149.5. Elliott got away with that one today. I'm going to take that one for this parlay. Take us home, Carrie.
Yeah, I will go with Robert Morris Drake under 150.5.
Ooh, 2 unders and a plus 27.5. Yay. Okay. All right.
That roughly equals out to plus 611.
How much was it? On what? Did you do DraftKings?
Yeah, I just DraftKings it minus 110 all the way around.
I'll place it now. All right. Well, hey, thanks everyone tuning in. This was show number 4 for the Pump Fake Pod here, 2025-26 season. Got some good things coming. Or show 3. I don't know. I'm running out of time. But we got a good stuff here. Good slate of games tomorrow for the Thursday spot. Make sure to drop a like and hit the subscribe button. Make a few different accounts. Make some burners. Hit the subscribe. Appreciate everyone in the chat. You guys are the realest. Can't even name all the names for all the people bumping in the chat. Armour, Brandon, Clark, Jacob, Jen, just die winners, Peanut Posse. A lot of people. Thank you for tuning in. So make sure to like and subscribe. To Juice, Virgil, everyone. Appreciate you guys and all making this a success. You're the reason for the fun. Make sure to check out Rhythm. We got a promo code PFP25 for the sign up. And Elliot, Trevor, you guys got any final thoughts here at the 1:15 a.m. Eastern spot?
No, a little tough start to the season for me. Been hooked 4 times. I'm down about 1.5 units, 2 units on the season. But you know what? Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I always start my season about 12 units in the hole and then finish up about 40, 50. So let's just hope that kicks in sooner rather than later. But it's been fun. I love having basketball back.
December Wednesday night, Trevor's gonna barely say like 7 words because he lost the load, but he's always up. It's a long game. I'm doing good. I'm sneaking up. I just hit the 8 unit mark. So and if you look at my picks history on the sheet, I've lost in November consistently. So this would be a very nice day or nice month start to the month for me. One of the best starts that I've ever had. So yes, Elliot, what do you think?
Shit, I'm ready to go to bed. I'm tired. It's been a long day, but happy to chop up the slate with you guys as always. But I'm ready for my head to hit the pillow, wake up, and do it all over again tomorrow.
And yes, let's do that for sure. Thanks everyone in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Peace and love. At Pump Fake Pod. We're gonna get an Instagram too as well. Got an Instagram. Stay tuned for that. Gonna be the same, hopefully, at Pump Fake Pod. Appreciate you guys.
Brandon, Packers are bouncing back. I'll be at the game on Monday. I won't be here on Monday. I'll be at Lambeau watching the Eagles get dismantled by the Packers.
I can't even slightly mention WWE, but if we get Packers talk, it's just a wide open gate for everybody to talk. You know what? Just for thee, not for me, I guess. All right. Peace and love, everyone. At Pump Fake Pod. You guys are the realest. Thanks, chat.